Khair Ahmed from Team 3G, a teammate of Abais Shah, takes on Nasrullah from Afghanistan.
This is a really technical wrestling-based matchup. And interesting thing is that Khair Ahmed is actually originally from Afghanistan. He's a refugee who came over to Pakistan, is now living here and training here at Team 3G with Abais. Nasrullah is also a wrestler based out of Afghanistan, and these two were actually teammates and have trained and competed before. So this is a very interesting matchup here.
Okay, Bashir, this fight was between Khair Ahmed versus Nasrullah from Afghanistan. The interesting part is that Khair Ahmed himself, even though he lives in Pakistan, has an Afghani background. This fight takes place in the lightweight category, and we're good to go. This fight was a great wrestling. It was a very technical wrestling fight, if I remember.
Yeah, it was. An interesting thing is that you can see these guys' movement is pretty good in their wrestling. They were both actually had trained together in Afghanistan on the national wrestling team. So definitely. And
whoa! Look at that!
Look at that slam.
But the problem was that he dropped him right on his head.
On his head, yeah, that was like a pile.
एक फाइटर को उठा के उसके अपने सर पे जान के गिराना illegal move है, और उससे Khair Ahmed got 5 minutes to recover. उसने जल्दी से he was okay though, and fight फौरन वापस resume हो गई थी.
अच्छा, Khair got hit by 2 very hard knees and then went for the takedown. However, Nasrullah defended pretty well. In fact, he gets sprawled on top of him, and now he's got to carry Nasrullah's weight.
Nasrullah going for the Kimura?
Yeah, it looks like he's going for some sort of bent arm lock, and now he's in mount. And now weight was a big issue in this fight. It was a very, very big issue. This is about, these guys probably have maybe a 10-pound weight difference. And that comes with the sport. If you don't cut weight, and your opponent does, you're gonna have to suffer the consequences.
If I remember, Nasrullah ne mostly around khud control kiya tha with Khair Ahmed on the bottom, and even though they both were the aggressors, and the second round maybe aate saath he went for a takedown and got it easily.
All right, so he gets right on his back, or the back, जो back position जो है, वो इस fight में सबसे dangerous position होती है. अगर बंदा back पे आ जाए, then काफी high chance है कि fight जो है वहीं पे finish हो जाएगी.
Nasrullah was going for a rear naked choke, but Khair Ahmed को defend करना आता था, लेकिन he gave up the back again, went to mount and gave up the back again in the process. Nasrullah landed some ground and pound from the top. Khair Ahmed से बहुत, he could not shake Nasrullah off.
No, he couldn't, but he kept trying the whole time. This kid is got a very bright future, a very, very bright future. I was very impressed in this fight with Khair Ahmed.
He fights with and trains with, in fact, with one of the finest strikers in the country, Abais Shah, our main event in Karachi at 3G MMA. And he needs to work at his striking a lot more than he does on his wrestling, but if he does, he's going to be a much better all-round fighter.
Yeah.
End of the second round.
Yeah, end of the second round, and once again, it's just about the control.
The third round again was a big technical battle between both wrestlers, both having a great wrestling background. Fighting Alliance Revolution was brought to us by OPTP, and this couldn't have taken place without them. And लगता है कि Khair Ahmed जो अपना mouth guard भूल गया after that corner, and proper safety equipment के बगैर this fight cannot go on.
Alright, so by the third round, both fighters have got really, really exhausted. They had a very good pace that they kept. It was a very exhausting fight. So the third round started off, and it was a bit slower than the other two.
But again, both of these fighters are looking to take the. I think Khair Ahmed isn't exactly looking to take the fight to the ground in this round as much as he was in the first two. He isn't going for any takedowns. Instead, I think he wants to strike a little more.
Nasrullah went for the takedown there. And he could be caught in a guillotine right here. Looks like that's what Khair Ahmed is going for, but
लेकिन ग्राउंड गेम में नसरुल्लाह के पास एक बहुत क्लियर एडवांटेज है और Khair Ahmed has not been able to do anything to counter Nasrullah's ground game so far.
Now, Khair Ahmed, oh, very nice takedown that Khair Ahmed was able to get because he had the double underhooks.
But he goes straight
into
into
a guillotine.
straight into a guillotine.
Yeah, he goes straight into a guillotine here, which lasted for a good part of the round. However, Khair was able to get mount in part of that round. But once again, and also very briefly, he was able to get the back. But once again, the story of the fight was just
तीसरे round
the
तक लेकिन
strength advantage.
strength.
And,
But तीसरे round तक the fight is also sweaty. They're tired. It's hard to hold on to the mount or get the back. And Khair Ahmed was not able to hang on to the back. At the end of the round, again, like the third round,
That's it.
like the previous rounds, Nasrullah finished on top. And we didn't really need to wait for the judges' decision to know that this fight was probably going to Nasrullah.
And so, yeah, you see some pretty good ground and pound there.
This was the most wrestling-based fight, I think, in the first fight.
This might be one of the most wrestling-based fights in Pak MMA history.